talk about one of the biggest ways that I stay under budget and feed my family healthy meals without shame. Well, there's a little bit of shame involved, but after I went back into teaching, I realized that I didn't qualify for some of the financial support that I used to receive before, like food pantries and affordable insurance for my child. But with my debt from family court, it still get really challenging to be able to afford groceries. But I have found a resource that really helps with managing my grocery budget. Yep, I'm sure you can guess, it's food pantries. So with this video, I wanted to just break the stigma around food pantries and who qualifies for them. So as a working family, yes, you do qualify for food pantries, especially in the current economy. It is very challenging to be able to afford groceries, especially healthy groceries on our budgets with the rising cost of food. So myself and multiple other teachers that I work with have utilized food pantries to be able to keep our food budget low. And you're not alone in this if you need extra help. And when you're working full-time and you have a good income, you don't qualify for food stamps anymore. And you have to find other ways to be able to afford food. So this is not failure, this is smart budgeting. And when you're able to free up some of your income from food, you are able to use it for other things like getting out of debt and making things more stable for your families. So at the food pantry, I am able to get fresh food, not just canned goods, not just pantry items. I'm not talking about canned beans and canned tuna. I get fresh produce, meat, and pantry staple, bread. The only thing that I don't really get is dairy, but the food pantry really helps me keep my grocery budget minimal. So how do you do this? I know a lot of people say you'll get random things at the food pantry and then it's hard to cook meals. Yes, that can be true. So what I like to do is I typically go every Saturday morning and I get meat, produce, bread, sometimes snacks, sometimes Trader Joe's gives away a lot of things. So it'll be like pre-made salads sometimes. The people at the food pantry take really good care of us, so they'll give us extra special treats. They know that I'm feeding my son and all of his friends and we need help. So I go to the food pantry and then I go to the grocery store and I buy dairy, eggs, and staple items at the grocery store. I usually end up spending about $50 a week on groceries, sometimes $100 depending on what I got that week or just if we have extra things going on. So what I do every week is when I come home, really I should go to the pantry, come home and put the groceries away, put the items that I've received into ChatGPT and ask it to come up with 5 simple meals using the ingredients that I received in the pantry, and then go to the grocery store and buy staple items that I need to be able to complete those meals. I think that would make some of my meal planning a little more versatile and create better meals. Lately, my son does not like anything I cook, and I think a lot of it is because I'm not really using recipes. I'm kind of just, like say I get ground beef and I get a cabbage. I know that I'm gonna cook this meal that's sauteed beef with cabbage and onions, and it's really good, but we've had it so many times he's sick of it. I think I need to get more creative and use more recipes so that he thinks that our meals are, I don't know. I used to use recipes all the time, and I guess I need to go back to using them. I think they're better. So that's what I do. Pantry, ChatGPT, grocery store. So I got the $50 grocery store haul, and I stretch it with food pantry finds. Unless my son wants lunches that week or extra snacks, then it can be more expensive. Or we're having people over, so I'll buy different items. So how to menu plan with the food pantry. So what I found, the easiest way is to use ChatGPT. Now, you have to be careful. Depending on your prompt and depending how ChatGPT is for the day, they have been making a lot of mistakes lately, and I've noticed I've had to get kind of firm with my little buddy and be like, hey, you forgot this and you're not doing this correctly, and then they'll apologize and correct everything. So you just have to be careful, because sometimes you'll ask for certain things and they'll give you recipes and you're like, that's disgusting, I wouldn't eat that, that doesn't even make sense. And so just make sure that you edit things and go over everything. So these are some of the prompts that I use. Can you help me make a 5-day dinner plan using these pantry items? And then I'll put in the list of pantry items. Please keep it budget friendly and simple. Another one is, I have Y and Z items. What healthy budget friendly meals can I make with these? What can I cook tonight using only these items or adding others? When you want meal prep guidance, I would ask, how can I use X, Y, and Z items from the pantry to meal prep lunches and dinners for the week? When you want to stretch ingredient, I have blank items. Can you show me how to turn these into multiple meals for my family? And lastly, when you want to add nutrition, balanced nutrition, a specific meal plan, I've been trying, is the operative word because I'm not great at it yet, but I am trying to eat gluten-free and dairy-free. So sometimes I'll put, can you use these items? Using XYZ items, can you create a balanced weekly meal plan focused on protein and vegetables without dairy and gluten or something like that? And that usually seems to help. So that's what I do. And then I get a menu plan with recipes. And I also usually ask for a grocery list. What else do I need to pick up at the store? And ChatGPT is really good with that. So that's been working for us. But how do you find these food pantries, you might ask? Well, that's easy. School newsletters. The counselors are usually putting out good resources. Local churches are always hosting food pantries. Go to Facebook groups for single moms. There's usually lists of resources for food pantries. You can ask in there. If you're embarrassed, ask anonymously, but I guarantee you most of the single moms are using food pantries. Church networks are great. Also, just Google food pantries in blank city. If you put in food pantries in Austin, Texas, you will come up with a list from the Texas Central Food Bank, and you can find food pantries that work for the day and time that you're available. I always look for Saturday ones, but that's how I find food pantries. So hopefully this was informational and helpful and will give you some good resources to be able to cut down on your food budget and to be able to manage your money better in the current economy. In the caption below, I am going to add resources to my food pantry meal planning template and also some ChatGPT prompts for meal planning. And that will be below, so let me know what you think. Hopefully this was helpful. If you use food pantries, then I would love for you to share some of your tips to make it easier, better. I would love to hear about it in the comments below. All right, see you next time.